Hello everyone, thank you very much and welcome to our tutorial of today, Pharmacy Management System. In last tutorial, we saw how to finalize with the dashboard. We made our dashboard dynamic and everything were implemented. So just to show you what we did for those who had not attended the session. So we come to our pharmacy.com. Then this is our dashboard. So you can see that the users are dynamically counted and other items. So we have implemented the 7 of them. That is users, suppliers, customers, medicine, stocks, invoices, and purchases. So we also implemented this URL. When you click here to see view more, it takes you to the dashboard of users where users are listed. When you come to click these other same, also you are able to see the list of all these modules which we have in this system. So in today's tutorial, I want us to implement the printing of invoices. I want us to see how to print the invoices. And I think after doing that, you can now use that logic to do it on others. Like if you want to print users which are available from the database, you can just use the same thing. So I just want to show you how to do that using the invoices. So without wasting a lot of time, let's just open our system. First of all, I will start by opening the Visual Studio Code editor, and here we are coming to our dashboard. And actually I want us to implement that directly on the list of invoices. So we can see right here we have edit and delete. I want to add another button here which is print, so that when you want to print this row, this one invoice, you can print them. Okay, so let's start that. We need to start by creating the routes here. Okay, so first of all, let's just create the route, and in our route we are going to use only one route. Okay, so let's just make it down here. So under the settings, we have settings, we have purchase. Okay, purchase of invoices, then we have settings, then so we come down here, we can say print print invoices or print invoice. So there we are going to get route get admin, let's say get admin invoices print, then we are going to pass the ID. Okay, yeah, so we are going to use invoices controller, which we already have. Then yeah, our class is going to be, let's call our class as print invoice. Okay, that makes sense. Up to there everything is okay. So after that, we need to create this route, this class called print invoice under the invoice controller. So you come here, we go to the definition, we get the invoice controller. So we can just move down there. Just a minute, let me get something in order. So we are going to use PDF DOM. We are going to use PDF DOM to create our invoices. So we need to first of all install that using the controller. So we copy this. It is composer require buried stroke Laravel dash DOM PDF. So make sure you write this one properly. Okay, then you come to your terminal. Okay, so we have this, you paste it here. Okay, then you enter. So in my case, I already installed that. So in your case, it will start installing. So you can see mine is saying updating. So yours may take longer time. I think I've not installed that. So it will have to download all the libraries and install them into our project folder. And I think if you're doing it for the first time, it may take longer than usual. Okay, so we give it sometimes, wait a little bit for it to complete installation. So I will have to post this video, and once it is done, I'll get back to you. Okay, so the installation has been successfully done. So you can see only one found a security vulnerability adversary affecting one package, which the system is asking you to run audit. So I think that one is not a big deal with our case. We just need to continue with our implementation. So once we have done installing that, then we are going to write our class. So our class is coming from, you can check from the, so let's write that directly to our invoices controller. So we copy this class here, and then we come to our invoice, we invoice controller. Then okay, where do let's close this one. I don't think we need it for now. And then we just come down here, then we can say public class function print invoices, and then we are passing ID. And then remember, there is one method which we created, the get record. Okay, so we created the get record invoices model, and yeah, there is a way I want us to do it. We can just use the variable direct. We don't need to get it as an array, so we can just say invoice. Okay, so just say invoice is equal to invoices model. We are going to get single record we had already created there. So if you go to this invoices model, jump to the definition, let's open it, then we get single record. We had already created this function here, so that one is with less worry. So we can close this and then come back and finish writing this. So the next thing, we want to get the variable called PDF. So let's call the PDF, the DOM PDF library. So we say PDF, then we are going to, first of all, we need to import it up there to make it available. Okay, so you need to import the DOM PDF. So what we do, let me just write this. I see if it's going to automatically open that for me. So when I do that, let me come up here. Yeah, you can see here. So you need to write something like this. Okay, we have use very DOM PDF, then PDF. Okay, then we come here, then we do like this, then we say we say load view. We are going to load view. So we are going to load the view, then the view we are going to load, we are going to create the form view, the blade at admin invoices, then we are going to call it print. Let's just call it print. Okay, so we put that print, then we put like this, then let's compact invoice. Okay, so we compact invoice. So we are going to return PDF, then we are going to use stream. We are going to stream invoice, then we are passing the invoice ID, then we are in our table invoices, we have the invoice number, and then dot PDF. So we are going to create this file later on in the layout. Okay, we are going to create the extension in the layout. Okay, so let's we'll just see this one is an extension.pdf. Then what we need to do, we close down here. Sorry about that. So you can see that it is still underlining, meaning that we've not imported it correctly up here. So what we need to do is to put slash, we put slash facade like that. That is where we get this in this library installed. So you can see the error is over, it's gone. So let's create this invoice. We create the print .blade.php. So when you come to invoices, let me do like this. Where is the invoices? We have invoices, so we create a file called print.blade.php like that. Okay, so I want us to make this one be a little bit special than the way we've been creating other blades. So let's see how to do it. Okay, the first one, we need just to create another layout. So we are going to create another layout. Let's just leave this blank for now, but we come to our layout folder, layout, and then we create another file here, the blade file called pdf dot, we're going to create pdf dot blade dot php. Okay, pdf dot blade dot php. So in the pdf dot blade php, we will start by generating we are starting by generating the HTML. So let's call it let me say doc. Yes, let's say generate this. Then we are going to use HTML. Then we are going to header. Okay, this one we need to remove there. Then we go to header. Then we are going to put meta, because let's put meta there. Then let's just put those ones. And yeah, so we have the document. This one we are going to yield the name here under the title. We are going to yield. So let's just put yield. Then we are going to yield what? Title. We are going to yield title. Okay, so after doing that on the title, then we are going to style. So before we close the head, we are going to style. So we are going to style. So let's see style. Let me just do that like this. Then we close the style down there. So in here, we are going to start with the body font family. We are going to use, let's use deja vu. We are going to use deja vu sans serif like that. And then we are going to use the font size. Let's say font size. Font size, we are going to use a 12 pixel. That's okay. We are going to use the margin as margin is 20 pixel. Okay, so that is okay. Then we are going to write for header. So headers, we have h3, we have h4, h5, h4, h5, and h6. So we just put margin 0, padding also to 0. Okay, then we are going to dot table. So let's say dot table. In the dot table, what we are going to place there is width. We are going to make it 100%. So we are going to make width 100%. Then we are going to put border collapse as collapse. Then margin top, let's add margin top as margin. Let me see, margin top. Margin top, we are going to put 20 pixel. Okay, 20 pixel. Then the next one we want to see is text right. So let's say text text right text right. So text right, we are going to put dot text right, we are going to put text align is equal to right, so that's okay. So we have text align is equal to right, and then we are going to put dot margin. Let's say dot mb margin, bottom margin as 3. Let's use the bootstrap inbuilt, and then we are going to write them the mb3 margin bottom. We are going to put 20 pixel, 15 pixels, sorry. Let's put that 15 pixel. Okay, and then we are also going to put that one for dot mt4 margin top. So we are just putting, let's just put this one like this. So margin, let's just put, okay, let's put this one is empty, but here we put 4. Okay, so say margin top for margin bottom, margin top is going to be 25 pixel. Let's say margin top is going to be is equal to 25 pixel. Okay, so then the next one which we want to put is on actually also table. Here there's something that we need to do on table. So on table we are going to put dot table, then th and td. So we are going to say dot th and td. So in the th and td border we are going to put 1 pixel, and then we are going to use solid then black. Okay, then we have padding. Our table padding we will put to 8 pixel. Yeah, then in our table text alignment we say yeah is left, which is also by default. Okay, so you can continue designing it to what you want, but that is where I end with mine. And then we are going to put the style, then we end header, then now we start body. And in our body here, what I want us to write is not this, but we are going to yield content. Okay, then close body html. So we are just done with our blade pdf.blade. This is what we have, that is for styling purposes. And then after doing that, we also go to our invoices, print invoices. We need to write something there. So there what we need to do is to include as usual we are using our extends. Okay, so you say extend layouts.pdf. So our layouts will extend, we put it like this, layout, it is layout, actually it is layouts down here dot pdf. Okay, then we are going next to section. Okay, so section, our section, we are going to use section, and then we write this title, section title, and section title, and we put the title as invoice. Let me put like invoice. In our title we put invoice, and then we put this sign just to mean number. Okay, and then we are going to dot invoice, we are passing invoice there, then invoice number. Okay, then we are Going to section content, then we are going to use header 3. Okay, so in our header 3 we are also going to put the same thing that we have done up there. So invoice, then we pass the invoice number. So invoice, then we are going to pass the invoice number. So let me just put it slightly like this. We can put like that. Then we pass the invoice number. Then we close the header 3. Then we have from section. So we can just write something like from section. Okay, then we are now starting our div. So div, we are going to use mb3. We are going to use mb3. Then we have not strong, but we are going to use h5. So we say mb3, then let's use h5 instead. H5. Okay, so h5 we say from just delete that. From, then we are going to use the paragraph. Okay, so from, so let's from, we are going to use strong. Let me just use strong here. Now I can use strong. Then we are saying we are going to use config. Okay, so let's use config. Config. Then we are going to take the app name. Config, we are going to take app name. Okay, after the config, then let's put here br. Think this one is okay. Br is there. Let me just remove this. So br, then we are going to write strong. We are going to put strong again. Strong. Then we are going to say date. And in our date, let's just close the strong there. Then we come here. Here we are going to take the date using the carbon. Okay, so let's take the date using carbon. So we put like this, then we put carbon. Okay, so carbon, then we put slash carbon slash carbon. Then we are passing, put pass. So what do we pass there? We pass the invoice date. So we have the variables called invoice, which we already created. Invoice. Then we pass the date, invoice date. Okay, invoice date. We have invoice date. You can see what we are saving in the invoice table. So invoice date. Then we just need to place the format. So the format we are going to use is we are going to use DMY. Okay, yeah, so we are going to use DMY. Okay, so I think from there we are just going to create, let me delete these things. I'm not going to use them. We are going to close our paragraph. So let's just bring this up here. Then we close the paragraph. Then we come down here, and then we are going to have another section, which is to section. Okay, so in the to section, In the to section, we are going to use the div first. Let's div. Okay, so here we also need to close div for this. Then this one we are also going to div, and then we put mb3, then h5 to, okay, here we write 2 like that. Then we are going to open a paragraph. So let's just open a paragraph down here. In the paragraph, we are going to write, let's use strong. So strong, the first one, we are going to say name. So, okay, fine. Before I read there, so strong, we write name. Oops, writing name is becoming hectic. Then we close the strong, and then the name is, we are going to write the name of the customer. So I think the best way, let's just say, state here, customer name. Okay, then we are going to get the customer name. So we are going to invoice, then we are going to create another method which is going to help us get the customer. That is right from the customer model. So get customer name. Just let's just write that one because we are going to create it. Get customer name. Okay, and then you put here, what we are passing here is name. So in that table, the customer name is called name. So we are writing a condition that when it is null, so it doesn't bring an error. Okay, or I think we, the best, we don't just write null, we don't just pass space, but we can say unknown custom. So if that name is empty, then we are going to pass unknown customer. Then let's br like this. Let's br then we are going to put the address. So in the address, what we are going to pass is get the customer name address, and if the address is not existing, you put not applicable. So it is get the customer name address. Then in the phone section, we are going to, so in the phone here, we are going to pass get customer name phone. Then the phone also, let's just use this as not applicable. So if it is not, then we say not applicable. Then in the next one is email. So let's put email strong email. So also we are going to pass get customer name email. Okay, I think this one we need to say get customer detail. Not name. Let's just use detail, it makes sense. Get customer details. Let's try to be smart. Get customer detail. Okay, let me accept everything so that it changes to me directly automatically. Yeah, so get customer email, then not applicable. So that is okay. Then we close our paragraph. Then down it, we now need to get the invoice total. Okay, so first of all, close this div, and then we come here, and then let's talk of invoice items. Okay, so in the invoice items, we are going to create a table now. So let's create a table. The class is table. and then we have table head tr. We are going to th description, that's okay. So we have th text to the right. We are going to get amount, okay, amount. Then let's close the tier down here. So we are going next to close the table head. Then we start the table body. So we are going to use at the table body we are going to use tr again. So let's start with tr. We put it down there. So we have total amount. So we use td, and then we put total amount, okay. Total amount, and then total amount we are going to use td class text, right? Yeah, so we are going to use td text, right? Actually it's okay. So we are going to use the format, number format, and invoice. We are passing invoice variable to invoice total amount. That is what we have from the table. Then to decimal points, okay. And then we close the td. Then we are also going to close the tr, okay. Another tr which we are going to get now the total discount, okay. So let's get the total discount, and in our total discount we are also going to get, let's see, so we have total discount, and in our total discount we have td, close that. Then we can start it down here to make it a little bit visible. So we have text, right? Then we are going to use the number format as well, total discount, that is what we used, okay. Then we close the td. Then the next one, let's close tr. Tr is closed. Then we are going to tax, that is what we have. Then tax, so tax, no, let's use this as tax, not grant total. So we put here tax, tax amount, and in our tax amount we are passing the field tax, okay. So we have text the right, then we pass the field as tax. So we can use the number format. So we say what are we going to say? We are going to say invoice. Actually what we have here is different. So in our tax, actually we don't need this. So what we are going to do, we don't need this. We're just going to pass it directly inside. So let's just put a space, then we put like this, then we put those two as usual. Is where we are going to pass our invoice. So pass the variable invoice, then tax, which is here as percent, okay. Tax in percent. Then we have td text. Then we are going to format. So let's get we are going to get now the total net amount, okay. So we are going to use the number format. Then we pass invoice, net total, net total, that is what we had from our database. So we have that minus invoice total amount minus invoice discount, okay, minus invoice discount, and then we are going to close the TD and close the TR. So we are going to open a new TR where now we are going getting the net total, okay. So our net total is going to be number one format, invoice, then net total in 2 decimal, okay. Then we close the TR. Then we are going to close the T body, then table itself. Then we can also, before we end the section, we can just write something like a note. So a note, we can put a paragraph and write something like, let's say class MT for thank you for your business, okay, and then we end section. So this is going to be a good invoice. I don't want us to write a lot, so we remember we use this, so we need to create this one, okay. We need to copy this one the way it is, and then we create it. So how do we create that? So we come to our invoice model. So we go to the invoice model, get it from the model. So invoice model is here. So we get customer by name. Oh, actually we already written it there, but we can just create another one here. Public function again, just to be organized. That is the reason as to why I'm doing this. Otherwise, there is no any other reason why I'm doing this. So we say invoice gets it. So we go to our customer model and belongs to customer model. Then we are also retrieving customer ID. So we compare with ID, which we have from the table column called customer, or yeah, customers. Okay. So with that, I think we are just done with our. So we just remove the extra space, close that. So with that, we are just done with our code. But the only thing that we need to do is to put now the button, print button, in the list invoices here. Okay, so that when a user comes and clicks the button, it takes you to print. Okay, so how do we do that? We simply add, actually I think we need to adjust this to 250 pixel to make it display, and then we are going to have our button as print invoices. Then we are passing ID. Okay, so this is okay. Let me close this so that you see clearly. So you can see this one is, we are passing, these are the URL that we have. So we have this get admin invoices print. So you just put here admin invoices print, then you paste it here. Make sure that it is the same thing. You paste this here. Okay. So then this is going to be dot value ID. Okay. So dot value ID. Then we are going to use button small. Then make sure you put this blank, so it takes you to another page, and then we are writing that as print. Okay, so with that we just save, and then we test our program. So when you come to refresh this page, like this. You can see we have print here. Okay, so when I click this, it takes me to a blank page and it loads for some times, and you can see that the invoice has been successfully printed. So where we don't have email address, you can see the customer is a known customer. So this thing is not passing information successfully. So we need to know why is it not passing these details successfully. Okay, let's try to check why that is happening. So I'm going to check that very quick and then okay, let's try to just use the method that we already created here and see. So if I remove this, it means that we are going to work on yeah, so we have the customer model is here. Then let me just copy this again, and here on the print we are going to check. Okay, we have the invoice which is passing it to customer name. Okay, then here we are going to put instead we are going to put it as a question mark. So is when we are passing the name. So we have customer name, address. You don't put the other like this. You don't put that. So you just put question mark, and then you pass it to address. Then we have question mark, double question mark like that. Then we pass not applicable or unknown customer. Okay. This one also we can put as a BR there. So let's break it and we leave this one the way it is. So let us see, let's try and see again. So when we come, can just close that, refresh this, come to print. Yeah, we can see now it is getting the details of the customers. Okay, so we have the name of the customers, all details are passed. It's because we already had that this model or this function in the model here already created, get customer name. So it's just the same thing. So we are getting the details of the customer by comparing the ID. Okay, so our invoice is successfully printed. So that is how we are printing invoices using the DOM PDF. Okay, if in any case you have a question, in any case you are meeting up with a challenge, you can leave your comment or your question at the comment section. Please subscribe, like, and share our videos, and in fact check the bell icon so that the next tutorials, that the next project, actually this is marks the end of our project. I'll just check to do some refining work on the project, but this marks the end of the implementation stage of this project. So in our next project, we are going to get a new project which has been requested by other students. So I'm going to put that in the queue as the first priority. Okay, thank you for watching. Bye bye.